Welcome back. So in the last video, we made sure that our Colab notebook runtime, or the machine that lives on Google's cloud server that our notebook is being run on, is using a GPU to power its computing. Now, I just want to show you something pretty cool about Colab as well. Because these notebooks are shareable, you can run them almost instantaneously. So this is optional video. If you want to just go back into getting our data ready, go skip this one and go into the next video. Just wanted to show you an example of a shareable Google Colab notebook, as well as how much a GPU actually speeds up compute. So if we go to a new tab, colabresearch.google.com, if we were to cancel out of this, the homepage of Google Colab is actually a notebook in itself. So that's the amazing thing. You can copy that to your Google Drive, or we can connect this to a runtime. And now a little bit of extra curriculum would be to go through this notebook here and just get familiar with Google Colab. Like, there's a lot here, but you just saw that I connected that to a runtime, and I can immediately start running code in this notebook. How beautiful is that? So if we go here, this is going to import NumPy, matplotlib, import pyplot as PLT. No setup. I just connected this to a runtime. That is amazing. And now there's a little section in here. If we go GPUs and TPUs, TensorFlow with GPUs. So this is what we just did in the last video. In our runtime, we're using a GPU. You can see that if I move the mouse, it's going to go away. We're using a GPU on this Dog Vision notebook. But if we click here, this little guide, this is going to take us to this website here. I'll attach both of these, by the way, to the resources section. Again, we just connect our runtime up here. This is going to give us a little insight into how fast TensorFlow is with a GPU and without a GPU. So if we go here, run this cell, it's going to make sure we're using TensorFlow 2 point something. And this is just a line of code to make sure. It's very similar. Oh, GPU not found. Why is this? Let's make sure it is. Change runtime type. It may be because I'm using a GPU in Dog Vision. You may be limited to only one. But let's see. Connecting. How beautiful is that? So if we run this, it says that we've got a GPU. Beautiful. So it's found a GPU at device GPU 0. So if we go here, this is observed speed up on GPU relative to CPU. I'm going to close this table of contents. We don't need that. So we've got a couple of functions here. What this is basically saying is run some code on the CPU and run the same code on the GPU. So there you go, with TF device GPU, CPU up there. So let's see. Shift and enter, run this. Just going to run some sort of loop a number of times. Shouldn't take too long. Convolve. Oh, there we go. Just going to convolve a filter over some random images. So it's processing images. That's exactly what we want to do, right? Look at that. Tome to convolve, 32 by 7 by 7 by 3 filter over. So this is just basically process some images of this, over 100 or so images, 10 times. The CPU took 3.4 seconds. The GPU took 0.1 seconds, or just over 0.1 seconds. So 30 times faster. Isn't that beautiful? First of all, the fact how instantly we can connect to using such fast computing in Google Colab. And second of all, if we use a GPU, we get a speed up of 30x. I just think that's amazing. And now, again, remember, any of these tutorials in Google Colab, if in doubt, run the code. Connect to a runtime and try it out. Run it for yourself. That's the motto, right? If in doubt, run the code. But again, this was just an optional video just to show you the power of Google Colab and the power of a GPU. Now, we know that what a GPU can do. Let's get back into our Dog Vision notebook and use one.